Page number 34, lesson 4, the enemy, from the book Vistas. And I think this is part 4th of this lesson. We are going to start. And in earlier lessons we came to read that how after the great dispute, hesitation and conversation, Dr. Sadav and his wife Hana started to operate on the body of the wounded soldier. Now, having seen the deep wound of the American person wounded soldier, Hana started to omit. But Sadav did not give attention towards that and remained busy in the operation of that body because he was knowing very well that if he would stop from operating, then this wounded soldier would die soon. So he started to operate, ordered Hana to put the unconscious medicine on the nostril of the patient. Hannah did so, put that medicine. She crouched close to the sleeping face of the young American. In doing so, putting medicine on the nostril, Hannah anyhow reached just near to the patient. It was a piteously thin face, she thought, and the lips were twisted. Twisted means मुड़े हुए, ऐंठे हुए. Means she found that that person was deeply unconscious. That person was deeply wounded, suffering, and fighting with life and death, between life and death. The man was suffering whether he knew it or not. Watching him, she wondered if the stories they heard sometimes of the sufferings of prisoners were true. If many times she had heard about the sufferings of the prisoner, particularly war prisoners, who were threatened and tortured by the opponent country after being arrested. So if all those were true, then Hannah was thinking that this was also true, that at that time, lying before them, that wounded soldier was suffering between the life and death. They came like flickers of rumor, told by word of mouth and always contradicted. कह रहे हैं कि वे इंफॉर्मेशन रूमर जो कि वार प्रिजनर के समय जो सैनिक अरेस्ट हो जाते हैं, उन्हें सताया जाता है, वे मक्खियों फ्लिकर्स, मक्खियों की तरह उड़ते हुए आते थे, फिर चले जाते थे. मीन्स कोई कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट करता, कोई एक्सेप्ट करता, कोई नहीं करता. मीन्स टू टॉक वाज इजी, बट एट दैट मोमेंट when Hannah and Sadav were observing, seeing that, then all of them, both of them were realizing, particularly Hannah was realizing that how much this trouble was. कितना pitiful condition है यह war prisoner होना. In the newspaper, the reports were always that wherever the Japanese armies went, the people received them gladly with cries of joy at their liberation. अरे बेटा, चैप्टर 4 द एनिमी, पेज नंबर 34. चैप्टर 4 द एनिमी, पेज नंबर 34. तो कह रही है, हना इज थिंकिंग दैट एवरीवेयर ड्यूरिंग द वार, व्हेन जापानीज सोल्जर्स going in the streets of Japan or wherever Japanese soldiers were going, they were being treated gladly, respectfully, by speaking loudly Jai in language of India by the Japanese people. They were greeted. But sometimes she remembered such men as General Takima, who at home beat his wife cruelly. Meanwhile, Hannah started to think about General Takima, who was drunkard, and due to his bad habit, he used to beat his wife in his home. Though no one mentioned it now that he had fought so victorious a battle in Manchuria. हालांकि अब कह रही है कि वो रिटायर हुए इतना समय हो गया कि मंचूरिया में जो सम्माननीय लड़ाई वह लड़ा था जनरल टैकिमा, अब people don't memorize that fight, that battle, that adventurous task performed by him, but people used to talk about his rough behavior towards his wife. If a man like that could be so cruel to a woman in his power, would he not be cruel to one like this, for instance? कह रही है, वो सोच रही है कि अगर यह पर्सन जो कि अपने घर में अपनी वाइफ को इतना पीट सकता है, क्रूएल हो सकता है, तो वह पर्सन जब दुश्मन की आर्मी का एक सिपाही आर्मी को पा जाएगा तब कितना क्रूएल होगा. एंड हाउ मच वुड ही टॉर्चर दैट एनिमी सोल्जर. कह रही है कि जब अपने वाइफ को जो व्यक्ति इतना प्रताड़ित कर सकता है, तो वह व्यक्ति जब दुश्मन को पा जाएगा तो कितना प्रताड़ित करेगा, कितना लतौर और लतखोर आदमी होगा. हाउ टार्चरस ही हैड बीन. She hoped annexiously that this young man had not been tortured. It was at this moment that she observed deep red scars on his neck just under the ear. Now Hannah was expecting that this wounded soldier would not have been tortured now till by the Japanese soldiers. But meanwhile, she found a scratch just under the ear of that soldier. Those scars, she murmured, lifting her eyes to Sadao. वह सदाव की तरफ देखते हुए पूछी, कर ये कैसी चोट है. But he did not answer. At this moment he felt the tip of his instrument strike against something hard dangerously near the kidney. On asking from the side of another how did that scars under the ear of that soldier, wounded soldier, Sadao did not reply because his attention was on that hard object which was lying under inside of the body of that wounded soldier near to the kidney, and that was seeming to Sadao a threatening object. All thought left him. He felt only the purest pleasure when Sadao found some hard thing touching his instrument inside of the body of that wounded soldier. Then he got happy that now he had found the root cause of the suffering of that wounded soldier. He probed with his fingers, delicately familiar with every atom of his human body. His old American professor of anatomy had seen to that knowledge ignorance of the human body is the surgeon's cardinal sin, sirs. He had thundered at his classes year after year to operate without as complete knowledge of the body as if you had made it. Anything less than that is murder. Now Sadao started to think about the statement from his professor, who used to say that if a doctor does not know every atom, every organ of the human body, then he is not a doctor. And if before a doctor any patient dies, then that doctor is not a doctor, but rather that doctor is the murderer. Means if you are a doctor, then you must try to save the life of someone else, whether that person is your enemy or not. दुश्मन हो, मित्र हो, जो भी हो, उसका जीवन बचाने का प्रयास करो. That was the important suggestion from the side of the medical professor who had been the teacher of the Dr. Sadao. And same lecture of his professor was echoing in the mind, in the ear of the Sadao. It is not quite at the kidney, my friend, Sadao murmured. It was his habit to murmur to the patient when he forgot himself in an operation. Now Sadao started to murmur that it was not just near to the kidney, somewhere else. Now that was the habit to murmur during the operation, because at that time when Sadao started to operate on the body of the patient, then he used to forget his own existence about himself and forget his own existence and became so busy in operation that he started to murmur and started to talk with the patient. सदाव जो था जब ऑपरेशन शुरू करता था तो इतना लीन हो जाता था, डूब जाता था उस ऑपरेशन में कि वह इस बात को भूल जाता था कि वह ऑपरेशन कर रहा है, उसका भी अपना वजूद है। बस वह यह जानता था कि उसे ऑपरेशन कर रहा है, वह पेशेंट का ऑपरेशन कर रहा है, और उसमें वह मरमर यानी बुदबुदाहट शुरू करता था, एज इफ ही हैड बीन टॉकिंग और ही वेयर टॉकिंग विथ द पेशेंट लाइंग ऑन द ऑपरेशन बेंच। मीन्स सदाव अपना अस्तित्व इतना भूल जाता है कि वह उस पेशेंट से बात करने लगता है। ऑपरेशन के दौरान ऐसा मालूम पड़ता मानो कि वह उस पेशेंट से बात कर रहा हो उससे और उसका ऑपरेशन कर रहा हो। My friend, he always called his patients, and so now he did, forgetting that this was his enemy. And this way, when he started to operate, he forgot his existence, and also he forgot that the person, that patient who was lying just before him on his in his room on the operation table, that person was not his friend, but he was the enemy of his country, enemy of each and every Japanese, because he belonged to America, and that story was at that time when world was taking place. World war going on during that time. So Sadav forgot that that person was the enemy, but rather he started to talk with enemy by saying a friend, because he used to call his patients as friend. Then quickly, with the cleanest and most precise of incision, the bullet was out. The man quivered, but he was still unconscious. Nevertheless, he muttered a few English words. When bullet was caught by Sadav in the body of that patient soldier, wounded soldier, uh, by catching that bullet, Sadav put out, drawn out that bullet, and when bullet came out, that wounded soldier shivered a little bit, and after that again went in the lap of the unconsciousness and muttered some word. Guts, he muttered, choking, they got my guts. Sadav, Hana cried sharply. Hush, Sadav said. The man sank again into silence so profound that Sadav took up his wrist, hating the touch of it. Yes, there was still a pulse so faint, so feeble, but enough if he wanted the man to live to give hope. But certainly I do not want this man to live, he thought. When again that wounded soldier went in lap of unconsciousness, Sadav put his caught his wrist, started to measure his pulse, and came to know that though his pulse was feeble, yet pulse or that person was able to survive again after some time if appropriate medical treatment is done and operated on him. Now Sadav, with deep hurt, was not knowing, not realizing, not desiring to save life of that person, because that person was the enemy person belonging to the enemy country and American for of the Japan. So Sadav did not want to make alive, yet he operated anyhow. But certainly I do not want this one, he thought. No more anesthetic. He told Hana. अब हना से कहा कि एनेस्थेटिक आप मत दो, बेसुध करने वाली दवा मत दो. He turned as swiftly as though he had never paused, and from his medicines he chose a small vial, and from it filled a hypodermic and thrust it into the patient's left arm. Then putting down the needle, he took the man's wrist again. The pulse under his fingers fluttered once or twice and then grew stronger. जो चोट लगी थी भैया, the wound was whole of the bullet was on the body of the soldier, wounded person. Sadav thrust some clothes and some medicines in that hole, and after that, after little bit moment, again he caught the wrist of that soldier, unconscious soldier, measured the pulse and found that now pulse was some forceful than the earlier. वह पाया कि अब जो पल्स थे वो ज्यादा पॉजिटिव रिस्पांस दे रहे थे अपेक्षाकृत पहले के. This man will live in spite of all, he said to Hana and sighed. Finally, Sadav taking sigh, आह भरते हुए सदाव हना से बोला, told to Hana that now this person was going to make alive again, to be alive again. Narrator कहा कि in spite of all, सदाव कहा कि हर चीज हो गई इसके साथ, हर चीज के बावजूद यह व्यक्ति जो है जरूर जिंदा रहेगा, यह व्यक्ति जो है हर हाल में जीवित होगा, इसे अब कुछ होने वाला नहीं है। The young man woke so weak, his blue eyes so terrified when he perceived where he was. The Hannah felt compelled to apologize. She herself served him, for none of the servants would enter the room. Finally, that wounded soldier came to conscious. होश में आ गया. When he saw around him, he found that he was at the home of a Japanese doctor. Means he was in the Japan. He got fear, but Hannah consoled him by apologizing. क्षमा मांगते हुए कि अरे ठीक है आप यहाँ आ गए हैं, कोई बात नहीं है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. और उसके बाद कुछ फूड वगैरह उस व्यक्ति को हना ने सर्व दिया. When she came in the first time, she saw him summon his small stand to be prepared for some fearful thing. जब पहली बार हना गई रूम में और उसके बाद जब हना आई खुद उसके पास कुछ समय बाद, तो वह देखी कि वह कुछ फियरफुल, कुछ रिस्की वर्क कर रहा था, अपने स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ा रहा था. रिस्की वर्क मीन्स टू परफॉर्म एक्सरसाइज, टू टेक एक्सरसाइज एक्सेट्रा, सो दैट एनर्जी माइट अलाइव एज सुन एज बी पॉसिबल. दाउ डीप ऑपरेशन वाज परफॉर्म्ड ऑन हिम, सो दैट वाज रिस्की. वो एक्सरसाइज कर रहा था कि शरीर में कुछ ताकत आ जाए. हना देखी तो डर गई, क्योंकि पहले तो ये था उसके लिए रिस्क था, क्योंकि एक्सरसाइज करना अभी थोड़ी देर पहले उसका ऑपरेशन बहुत गहरा कुछ दिनों पहले हुआ था, और अब वह व्यक्ति एक्सरसाइज कर रहा है तो वह ऑपरेशन जो है उसके लिए घाव हो सकता था, उसमें मृत्यु का कारण बन सकता था. इसलिए हना डर गई. डोंट बी अफ्रेड, सी बेग्ड हिम सॉफ्टली. अंत में वो कही कि अरे डरो मत, क्यों इतने घबराए हो. हाउ कम यू स्पीक इंग्लिश, ही गैस्प्ड. वह हाफते हुए बोला. डोंट बी अफ्रेड, शी गैस्प्ड हिम सॉफ्टली. बेग्ड, सॉरी, हाउ कम यू स्पीक इंग्लिश, ही गैस्प्ड. तो वो गैस्प मीन्स हाफता होता है. वह हाफते हुए बोला. जब हना कहे कि डोंट बी अफ्रेड, डरो मत, इन इंग्लिश हना स्पोक. देन ही आस्क्ड हाउ कुड यू स्पीक इंग्लिश, हाउ यू केम टू नो, हाउ डिड यू कम टू नो स्पीक इंग्लिश. तुम्हें इंग्लिश बोलनी कहाँ से आई, तुमने इंग्लिश बोलना कहाँ से सीखा. I was a long time in America, she replied. Hannah told that she had been in America for a long time in relation to her study. She saw that he wanted to reply to that, but he could not, and so he knelt means jhuka, and fed him gently from the porcelain spoon. Porcelain, this is a specific type of spoon of VIP persons. He ate unwillingly, but still he ate. Hannah served some food to be eaten by that person, to eat that person, and when that person started to eat, though he was unwilling to eat, yet he was eating because he was hungry. And why did he was unwilling to eat? Because he was feeling some pain due to the great operation, he was in fearful situation, etc., etc. also. Now you will soon be strong, she said. Hannah started to console by saying to the soldier, that wounded soldier, that soon he would recover from his suffering, from his illness. She said, not liking him, and yet moved to comfort him. Though she was not liking, Hannah was totally disliking that American soldier, yet she was trying to console him because he was at that moment in her home, and even both have operated on him, the operation, they both have saved the life of that soldier. He did not answer, that soldier did not reply. When Sadav came in the third day after the operation, he found the young man sitting up, his face bloodless with the effort. When on the third day after the operation, third day, first time, Dr. Sadav entered into the room of that wounded soldier, and he found that in the room that soldier was sitting, and his face was withered. Bloodless means withered, मुरझाया हुआ था, क्योंकि ऑपरेशन हुआ था, गोली लगी थी. अब 3 दिन में ही क्या सब वो इम्प्रूव कर जाएगा, बट he was recovering. Lie down, Sadav cried. Do you want to die? Sadav ने कहा, अरे मरना चाहते हो, सो जाओ. He forced the man down gently and strongly and examined the wound. You may kill yourself if you do this sort of thing, he scolded. Scolded means chided. Sadav chided by saying that if you would do again this exercise and you would bring motion in your body, then surely you would die, because great and deep operation had been operated on your body. So take best rest. Don't move on. After some days you will be able to move. But if you start to move so quickly in 3-4 days, then surely certainly you would die. What are you going to do with me? The boy muttered. That person, wounded soldier, inquired of Sadao. If or what he was going to do with him. He looked just now barely 17. Are you going to hand me over? And that soldier asked me Sadao that whether Sadao was going to hand over that soldier to the police. For a moment Sadao did not answer. He finished his examination and then pulled the silk quilt over the man. On interrogation whether Sadao was going to hand over that soldier to the police, Sadao did not reply yet. Rather, he became busy in examining the wound of that soldier, and finally, after completion of examining the wound of that soldier, Sadao covered with the quilt to that soldier and made sleep to him. Okay. I don't know myself what I shall do with you, he said. I ought, of course, to give you to the police. You are a prisoner of war. No, do not tell me anything. He put up his hand as he saw the young man was about to speak. Do not even tell me your name unless I ask it. On asking, querying of Sadao by that prisoner to the Sadao, that whether Sadao was going to hand over that prisoner to the police, Sadao started to tell that Sadao was himself not knowing what would he do, whether he would hand over him to police or he would protect him at his home. Now Sadao is saying that he was the war prisoner, so he must be handed over to the police. And on this, that prisoner was going to speak something. Then Sadao put his hand on the mouth of the prisoner and said that don't speak even your name unless I would not ask you. मीन्स सदाव जो था फॉरबेड टू टेल हिज नेम. सदाव ने उस प्रिजनर को कहा कि अरे अपना नाम भी मुझे मत बताओ जब तक कि मैं ना पूछूं, क्योंकि मुझे खुद नहीं पता कि मैं क्या करूंगा, तुम्हें पुलिस को दूंगा या क्या करूंगा. They looked at each other for a moment and then the young man closed his eyes and turned his face to the wall. It is easy to understand, no need to explanation. Okay, he whispered, his mouth a bitter line. Outside the door, Hana was waiting for Sadao. He saw at once that she was in trouble. At the outdoor, when Sadao started to set out from the room of the prisoner, war prisoner, that is the wounded soldier, came out, and when he came out, he found that Hannah was just standing outside of the door, and she was very afraid of. डरी हुई थी, सहमी हुई थी. Sadao Yemi tells me the servants feel they cannot stay if he hide this man here anymore, she said. And finally, Hannah told Sadao, informed Sadao the servants had announced that they would not stay with both of them, that is with the Sadao and Hannah. If Sadao and Hannah would give continuously shelter to the wounded soldier. यानी सर्वेंट बोले कि यदि आप लोग इस नौकर को अपने साथ, इस बीमार को रखते हैं, वाउंडेड सोल्जर को, जो कि हमारे दुश्मन देश का नागरिक है, तो हम लोग यहाँ काम नहीं करेंगे, आप लोग अपना करिए, देखिए हम लोग जा रहे हैं. और इसी से हना चिंतित थी. She tells me that they are saying that you and I were so long in America that we have forgotten to think of our own country first. They think we like American. Hannah further was telling to Sadao that servants were saying that Sadao and Hannah both had been in America for so long time that American nature also had entered into their heart and soul. So servants were blaming that they were thinking first of all as American and then as Japanese. So अमेरिका की तरह सोच रहे हैं वो, इसीलिए वो एक अमेरिकन सिपाही को शरण दिए हुए हैं, अपने यहाँ छिपाए हुए हैं. It is not true, Sadao said harshly. Harshly means roughly, angrily. Americans are our enemies, but I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. सदाव कहा कि नहीं नहीं, this is totally wrong. Blame from the side of servants. Tell them, go and tell them that we had trained during our training that first of all, as a doctor, it's our duty. It would be our duty to save the life of anyone, whether that be our enemy or our friend. सदाव करा कि जा उनसे कह दो कि ट्रेनिंग के दौरान हमें बचाया गया था, कोई भी व्यक्ति चाहे वह दुश्मन हो या दोस्त हो, अगर हमारे सामने आ गया तो हमें उसे बचाना ही होगा, क्योंकि पहले वह दुश्मन हो या दोस्त, हम पहले दुश्मन हो या दोस्त, लेकिन उससे पहले हम एक ह्यूमन बीइंग मानव हैं, और मानव होने के नाते हमारा फर्ज है कि हम उसे बचाएं, चाहे वह दुश्मन हो या दोस्त हो। इस लाइन को अंडरलाइन कर लो बेटा, ये एग्जाम में लिखने के काम आएगा और ये कॉमन है, कहीं भी आप लोग लिख सकते हो। It is not true, Sadao said harshly, American are our enemies, but I have been trained. तो but I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. यहाँ तक करो, but से लेकर के I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it, अंडरलाइन कर लो। और यह जो है एग्जाम में इस लेसन का कोई भी क्वेश्चन आएगा, इसमें वो जरूर डाल देना, एकदम इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये हर एक जगह आएगा, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। The servants cannot understand that, she said angrily. Then Hannah said that I can understand, you can understand, but servants are not ready to accept this. Servants are not ready to accept this problem, this argument from our side. No, he agreed. Neither seemed able to say more, and somehow the household dragged on. The servants grew more watchful. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were put upon the pair to whom they were hired. सदाव कह रहा है कि सर्वेंट्स, नौकर जो हमारे हैं, अभी भी वाचफुल हैं, हमारे सर्वेंट जो हैं अभी भी हमारी तरफ कोर्टियस हैं, दैट इज नम्र हैं, सभ्य हैं, वे हमारा रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, लेकिन सर्वेंट्स की प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वो इस बात को नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं। वो जो हैं हमसे उन्हें प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उन्हें प्रॉब्लम किससे है, तो इस व्यक्ति से है जो कि अमेरिकन है, हमारे देश का दुश्मन है। अच्छा बेटा, स्कूल का आप नहीं खुला तो धर्मेश्वर से हम बात करते हैं, बस खत्म होने वाला है आप लोग का। तो इसलिए सदाओ कह रहा है कि वो सर्वेंट्स की प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वो बेचारे नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं, ठीक है, आई शैल ट्राई टू हैंडल देम। इट इज क्लियर व्हाट आवर मास्टर ऑट टू डू, द ओल्ड गार्डनर सेड वन मॉर्निंग। एक दिन जो बागवानी करने वाला था, बागवान सर्वेंट पुराना बुढ़ा, वह कहा अदर नौकरों से कि इट इज वेरी वेल, अब बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से पता है कि हमारे मालिक जो पढ़े लिखे हैं उन्हें क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, उन्हें अच्छी तरह से पता है। He had worked with flowers all his life and had been a specialist too in moss. For Sadao's father, he had made one of the finest moss gardens in Japan, sweeping the bright green carpet constantly so that not a leaf or a pine needle marred the velvet of its surface. My old master's son knows very well what he ought to do. He now said, pinching a bud from a bush as he spoke. When the man was so near death, why did he not let him bleed? This is the satirical passage, total. And servant is saying, old servant is saying that this old servant gardener had been servant for a long time in the home of the Sadao, during the time of the father of the Sadao. और उसके सदाओ के पापा के लिए जो ये सर्वेंट है, बहुत अच्छे अच्छे काम किया उसने, बागीचे वगैरह मॉस के लगाए थे, वेलवेट वगैरह की कालीन बनाई थी इनके लिए, ताकि कोई प्रॉब्लम ना आए उन्हें मतलब एज ए सर्विस। दिस इज ऑनली इंट्रोडक्शन। और वो कह रहा है सेटारिकली कि हमारे स्वामी का जो लड़का है सदाव, उसे अच्छी तरह से पता है कि उसने क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, और ऐसा करते हुए उसने एक बड को पिंच किया, तोड़ा। यह शो करता है कि वह कहीं न कहीं अपने इस सदाव के बिहेवियर से नाखुश था। मींस ही डिड नॉट वांट टू गिव शेल्टर टू दैट एनिमी सोल्जर। अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम, सदाव लेट टू डाई दैट सोल्जर when he was bleeding. He should not operate on the body, on the wound of that soldier. वो बुढ़ा भी कह रहा है कि ये जो सदाव है गलत कर रहे हैं, उन्हें एनी हाउ उसे बचाना नहीं चाहिए था। जब ब्लड बह रहा था, वह मर रहा था, तो उसे मर जाने देना चाहिए था। इन्हें कोई रिस्क लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी। There was no need to take risk to the Sadao to make alive, to save, protect the life of that unknown prisoner. And through this way, beta, I stop here today. If you all have